All right, everybody, welcome to the Buck Brief. We have a big week here at the RNC, no question about that. And we have Elizabeth Pipko with us, who is the RNC spokeswoman. Elizabeth, great to meet you. Thanks for joining on the program. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So, big moment that everyone's expecting tonight, President Trump. Give us a preview. Tell us what the overall message you believe will be from Trump's speech.
Yeah, so we heard from him that he was changing his plans, of course, after what happened on Saturday. I think all of us kind of changed our plans after what happened on Saturday. I know that I was pretty affected by what happened. I've told the story a few times now, but my father-in-law was at the rally sitting almost directly behind President Trump. So in those 45 seconds, I didn't know if he was alive nor if the president was. So I'm truly changed forever. I think my heart finally started beating normally again the other day. I can't imagine what President Trump feels right now. I've spent some time with his family over the last few days. I know that they are definitely shaken up. They're new people, right? That changes you forever. And I think for him, I've always said that he is a unifier, and people didn't really believe me. And I almost get where they're coming from because the mainstream media has painted him as such a negative light for so many years. But I think people might finally see the Donald Trump that I see. I think what happened will change him in a way that he'll at least be a little more human to people, less scary, at least to people. And I think he also proved to people why the strength that he exudes is so necessary for all of us, right? People are always saying he's so tough and so mean, but in reality, that's what you want when you're dealing with the threats that we face around the world. So I think people might finally see the Donald Trump that you and I have supported all this time.
How did you come to this, by the way? I'll just tell you, I saw a profile on you in the New York Post, and that you were stepping back into this role of a political spokesperson, but I mean, I had a non-traditional path to media, different than your non-traditional path. Oh, yeah. I went to the CIA, but tell everybody how you came to be the spokesperson for the RNC at what is, I think, one of the most historic and I believe will be one of the most important RNCs in recent memory.
For sure. My story is not as exciting as the CIA, but in 2016, I was 21, I did not have a college degree yet. I was in love with this country and Donald Trump for a lot of reasons. My parents are immigrants. All I've ever known was a love for this country, the former Soviet Union. So Russia, Ukraine, all the other part of the story right now with what's crazy in the world. But I've always just been a huge supporter of this country. And for me, that was the first election I could vote in. I loved Donald Trump from the minute he announced, and I wanted to help. I signed up to volunteer for his campaign. I maybe made some phone calls twice, maybe 3 times. I decided I needed more. I wrote a letter to the data director of the Trump campaign saying, let me fix your volunteer operation. He hired me the next day. I ended up running the volunteers nationwide and the phone banking system nationwide for the Trump campaign. We won the election, and then I actually went back. I finished my degree. I got my master's. I went back to modeling and some mainstream things, and then ended up in like the media commentary space, and then kind of went from there. I've always advocated for this country. I always will. I advocated a lot for the U.S. Israel relationship. I fought antisemitism very, very publicly. And I think when I got this offer, I knew I couldn't refuse it. A, you don't get to refuse something like this when you're a daughter of immigrants, first-generation American, representing one of 2 major political parties in this country in this time, like you said. And B, I know how important this election is, and this country means everything to me, and I am honored to take this on right now.
That's such a compelling story, I think, because a lot of people, one of the things that I get asked a lot is from listeners and a lot of the people here at the RNC, for example, who are attendees, who aren't already in politics, but, you know, we're seeing volunteers on the street and things like that. I guess the volunteers have some idea how to at least get involved with the RNC, but they ask, you know, how can I get more involved? And especially some of the young people. We have, you know, college visitors that are coming here. And I think that also goes to the spirit of whether it's MAGA or the Trump movement, there's a sense that there are a lot of people who have been moved to become involved with Donald Trump who weren't politicos before, like you.
Yeah, it's almost like he makes us feel like it's possible. And I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's true. I don't think with my background, as proud as I am of where I come from, I don't think a lot of Republican candidates would let this model girl be the spokeswoman for the Republican Party, right? Like, he genuinely empowers people to stand up for themselves, for their dreams, for their country. And I think we all saw that on Saturday night when he got up after nearly being assassinated live on television. But I personally have seen that from day one. When he announced in 2015, and I saw him at maybe 2% in the polls, laughing in people's faces every day who told him he had 0 chance at the presidency. That's the confidence I needed as a 21-year-old girl at that time in my life. That's why I've looked up to him for so many years. And I think finally people are seeing what I saw back then, that is the man for the job, and that's the man to inspire all of us to love this country and fight for what we believe in.
Are you a coffee drinker?
I'm actually not.
Well,
wait,
unfortunately,
I need to know why you asked.
CrockettCoffee.com, sponsor
I know
of this
all about
podcast right now. So we have launched this amazing coffee brand. I don't know. If she doesn't drink coffee at all, we probably can't get her to drink coffee. But that's so rare. You're the first person who's ever been. Thank you.
I'm very bad with caffeine, but this week I need it.
We have decaf, though.
Then I'll take it.
There we go. We're going to send her some decaf Crockett coffee. It is a great American coffee company that is in the spirit of Davy Crockett himself. We give 10% of the profits to Tunnel to Towers Foundation, which does incredible work for injured veterans, first responders, their families, Gold Star families. So we love Crockett Coffee. Go to CrockettCoffee.com. Please become a subscriber. Fantastic way to, speaking about getting involved, put your dollars where your heart is. Actually do things that align with your values. So we got the big speech tonight. What has been the most memorable part of the RNC so far for you, Elizabeth? As spokesperson for the RNC, you've obviously been involved a lot.
Yeah, honestly, meeting the regular people. I've walked around quite a bit outside, just trying to see who's around. In 2016 on the campaign, when there were really difficult days, I would go downstairs back to the volunteer center and talk to those people. And the stories that I have from then actually keep me going right now. I mean, I told a story the other day when I talked to Russell Brand, actually, but there was a homeless woman who handed me an envelope with a $20 bill in it saying, please give this to Donald Trump. It's all I have, but I want to save this country. These are the people that I've met. That's who I continue to meet. I don't do this for myself. The job gets very hard. I'm sure you know better than I do. And there's a lot of days that are difficult and you wonder why you're here. And then you meet people who travel from all over, who have never met President Trump, who have never been on TV, who just want to be here for their country, who believe he's the person that's going to bring us back, and who genuinely love this country as much as I do and as much as so many others. I meet veterans here, I meet immigrants here, so many people that inspire me every single day to do this job, and that's been the best part of the last few months that I've been in this role, but certainly the best part of this week as well.
Elizabeth Pipko, great work. Thank you so much, and we hope we'll see you on again on the show soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.